Hello there, my name is Mr. Smartdonkey. Welcome to the second part of the 5,000 subscriber special, the answering of all the questions that you guys asked me. I got all the questions, by the way, so that's pretty awesome. So let's just get started right away, because I got a feeling this video might get fairly long, or if I don't hurry things up. Anyway, so the first question is Kappa. It's a very good question. Thank you very much, Hunter Vash. And the only thing I have to say about that is Franker Z. So, anyway, next question. Are you married and or have kids? Neither. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not really planning on ever having any kids either. I've got a niece and a second one on the way, and it's great. But I can't imagine myself taking care of kids. Marrying, maybe, perhaps, if, I don't know, my life has to take a pretty different direction for that to happen. But anyway, what's your PC setup? Yeah, someone already said this. I got this question several times, I believe. If you go to my channel and then to the About section, there you go. There's my specs, and then there's also some contact stuff that if you really want to contact me and all that. So, what age are you and plans for the channel in the future, if you don't mind? No, I don't, Alex Dempsey. Also, thank you, Jeffrey J. Aponte Rivera. It's an awesome name. What age am I? I'm 23. And what are my plans for the future of this channel? Nothing really. Nothing besides what I'm doing now. I mean, like, yeah, I'm just gonna continue on what I'm doing. A lot of Shogun 2, Attila as well now that I've started a few days ago. Well, single player that is. And I guess my plans, I discussed them a few weeks ago in an update video, so if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out, I suppose. But yeah, mostly I'm gonna lower the videos down to only, well, I want to go down to 3 videos a day max. I still have to finish a bunch of Let's Plays, and I don't know, it should be 3 videos a day in a few weeks to months. And then just have like more like quality or stuff that you guys want to see. That's my plans for the future, basically. I want to have only videos that you guys want to see and not a whole lot of random Let's Plays that no one really cares about. How come you like Shogun 2 so much more than... oh, thanks you, Alex Dempsey. Tom Holtorf, how come you like Shogun 2 so much more than Rome 2 or Attila? Mechanics, I guess, game mechanics. I've changed my mind on Attila, like I said, and I have already uploaded a video on my Legendary Picks campaign, and the second one I think is going to go up today in 2 hours for you guys, basically. 2 hours after this video went up, anyway. How come I like Shogun 2 much more? I don't know. The time period is more appealing to me than Attila, not necessarily Rome. I do like Roman times a lot, but I know not as much about them as I do. To be fair, I don't really know much about the Sengoku Jidai and all those Japanese times either, really. I don't know. But mostly game mechanics, but again, I'm switching over. I like Attila a lot more than I did a few weeks ago, just because I'm learning the mechanics now, and I'm actually understanding them, and when you understand them, you don't get frustrated if something goes wrong. And it was wrong for me to act the way I did in some of the co-op videos, being very negative about the game for not a very good reason, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, I still like Shogun 2 more, and I don't think that's ever going to change. Just at this point, I'm so invested in Shogun 2 that, like, there's not much that you could tell me that I don't know about the game anymore, or that I wouldn't know about the game, and just my experience in it being so, like, well, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I'm, like, fairly good at it, which makes it more fun as well. Another question from Tom Holtorf. Will you keep going with YouTube for a while? Do you have any plans of ending this channel in a couple of months or so? No, I have no plans. I think anyone who stops YouTube never really plans for it to happen. It just happens because something happens in their life or whatever. So I'm not really planning on quitting YouTube. I'm actually, if I can, hopefully in a few years, YouTube will be making me enough money that I can make a living off of it. So I don't ever want to stop YouTube, because if I want to keep that going, basically. So hopefully that will be available or possible in a year or two. I've got a feeling in about 2 years or so, like the end of 2016, I feel like I should be able to sustain myself off of YouTube alone, hopefully, and maybe Twitch as well by that point, since I'm streaming more as well. Congrats, says Jim the Sim. Thank you very much. Don't know what this all means, but congrats, thanks. Another question from Tom Halter. When you finish with Shogun 2, what plans do you have then? Will you keep going with Total War, or change your main series to something else? I actually saw someone ask me this on a stream as well. I don't think I'm ever going to get done with Shogun 2. There's not literally an endless amount of possibilities, but technically there is. Like, I could do so much more. There's like so many challenge runs I could come up with. There's still a bunch of legendary Let's Plays there are to be done, and then there are all the legendary mods. Like I want to do mods on legendary difficulty. There's still challenge runs I could do for Fallen Samurai, Rise of the Samurai. Still the legendary ones I need to do for Fallen and Rise of the Samurai. There's so much more I'm going to be doing that even if I do ever get finished with Shogun 2, it'll be years from now. There's no question about that. So I wouldn't worry about Shogun 2 running out anytime soon. And I wouldn't worry about me running out of interest for Shogun 2 because I've been doing it for years and on end now. And I don't think that's ever going to change anymore. Unless one of the next Total Wars that comes out is like so good that it's like beats Shogun 2 in my opinion. Anyway, thanks for the questions, Tom Halter. So Aeon Kelly. Hey Mr. Smarton, congrats on the 5k subscribers. My question to you is, what do you think of the direction in which the Total War franchise is heading? I fear for the series and the things happening to the game, i.e. the oversimplification of the core mechanics, terrible warscape, blob battles, shameless DLC selling, etc, etc. Oversimplification of the core mechanics, now that I'm learning the core mechanic or the mechanics of Attila, I don't know if I agree with that. I think they're getting harder, if anything. There's a lot more things to consider. I mean, just taking public order as an example, there's so many things you have to consider for public order, so many things that have a tiny role in it. So I don't think that's necessarily getting simplified. I think it's actually, if anything, it's getting more difficult. Terrible warscape, blob battles, yeah, the AI and stuff is still pretty bad. And it's shameless DLC selling, like that's one of the things that I think is going to kill the, well, maybe not kill the series, but it's really going to hamper it in the future. And they don't really care. I mean, it's Sega, it's not CA. People need to remember that. A lot of people are always complaining about CA, but it's Sega that does that. The publisher. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that it's still happening and it's still bad, but you need to consider who's actually doing it. But anyway, yeah, that's some of the terrible things about the more recent games. The thing is, I was actually talking to Lionheart about this a few days ago, and it's kind of weird. It's the amount of DLC that they're releasing which is the problem, not the quality of it, in my opinion, and in his opinion as well. Because the factions, they don't really change too much, but there's still 3 new factions. If you take Shogun 2, for example, I'm going to use European prices because they're the ones I know. Shogun 2, 1 faction, Otomo, Ikuiki, €4. Attila, 3 factions. It's a culture pack, so they're pretty similar, but still, 3 factions, $7.50. So 3 for $7.50, 1 for €4. That's obviously cheaper. However, the amount that they're releasing it in, that's the problem. I mean, if you take so far, since Attila has been released about 5 weeks ago, well, a little more now, but about 5 weeks ago when the DLC was released, 3 DLCs, 3 culture pack DLCs, and then there's the Blood and Gore one as well. The Blood and Gore, a lot of people still don't realize they do that because of the rating, like the age rating that people can play it at, so they have to release it as a separate DLC. However, there's also games that just have an option to turn it off, and I'm pretty sure that works the same way, but I'm not entirely sure how that works exactly. But at least they only pay, or they only ask for like €1 or something for that, so it's not too bad, maybe €1.50. But yeah, the amount of DLC is a problem, not necessarily the quality of the DLC itself, I think. But anyway, where I think the series is going, if you asked me that a week ago, I would have probably said going downhill. Well, it would crashing downhill. If you ask me it now, I'm not as negative anymore, since, like I said, I'm starting to enjoy Attila a lot more than I did a week ago, because I'm now enjoying and understanding the mechanics, etc. So I don't think it's necessarily going to die, but it is still pissing a lot of people off, the DLC. I think the DLC is such a massive thing that just that alone, you could say that the series is heading downhill. Even if the games get better, the DLC, shameless DLC selling is just getting out of hand. Anyway, bit of an elaborate answer for a fairly simple question. Dylan Cricken, will you ever play games with your subscribers like Town of Salem? P.S. I want to play Town of Salem. Yes, I have actually got some plans. Well, I mean, it's something I want to do while streaming, for one. It's something I have done in the past while streaming as well. A long time ago, on previous channels, I think that was. But not necessarily Town of Salem, just overall a game. However, what I want to do is I've had so many people ask me to do co-op let's plays, co-op playthroughs, not necessarily let's plays. They're people that aren't YouTubers, on Shogun 2 and things like that, and I can't say no. I just can't. Even if I want to, I can't say no. I can't say yes even. Well, I have to say no, because if I say yes to one person, then if I say no to the next, it would just be unfair. So I found a way that I might be able to do co-op playthroughs with people in the future, but I don't even know if I want to really talk about it yet, because this is maybe a year or maybe 2 years from now. But I mean, I'm sure you guys actually have a question in here somewhere. I'll skip over to that one real quick. I actually don't know where it is. Basically, the question is something like, do you have any plans for a donation, that sort of thing? So there's this website called, Patreon, and people can basically subscribe sort of to your channel for like a monthly fee, and they pay you a monthly amount of money every month, monthly every month, obviously. This is gonna piss you guys off, by the way, and me too, so I'm gonna get rid of this real quick. The stupid notifications. Right. Damn it, go away. Right. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm not gonna edit that out because I'm fucking lazy. So, anyway, so yeah, Patreon, donations, yada yada. So, I'll probably set up like goals. So if someone pays more than, I don't know, 25 or 50, they get to do like, I don't know, 25 would be you get to join in on a game, like a particular game or whatever. And if you pay more, you get to do a co-op playthrough or even let's play if you want to record it on Shogun 2. This is for like non-YouTubers, obviously. Like if you're a YouTuber, I'll most likely do a co-op. But yeah, like to reward people that pay a little more. But again, this is for like really far in the future. I don't want to, because I'm not even sure if I'm going to do this, because I don't like the whole taking money from subscribers. But I don't know. I think it's if I'm going to give away anything, I think that's a lot of what people have been asking for. So I think that would be a good thing to give away is being able to do co-op stuff with people, because otherwise I just don't have the time. Like a co-op Shogun 2 or a playthrough takes like, I don't know, 20 hours or something, and that's on Legendary. I guess, yeah, well, like co-op, it's always longer than it is. It's really longer than 20 hours. It's probably like 25 hours co-op. Single player is shorter. Like to do that with everyone that just asked me, there's no way. So I have to either just always say no or do something like that where I can do it, but only for people that pay a certain amount of money. It's kind of, you know, it sounds silly, but otherwise I can't do it anyway. So I may as well do it like that. And it's just kind of a reward. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, on streams maybe I'll do like playing random games with people. That's definitely something I'm interested in doing. But yeah. What age are you? 23, already answered that one. What's your setup like? Again, also the about section on my channel. Thank you, Cool Doodle, for the questions. Shotoku Vanshin, congrats on reaching the milestone. Here's my question: what are your expectations for the channel? I'm not quite sure what you mean by expectations, like the growth, or what do I think is going to happen with the channel. I mean, if you mean what I'm going to do with the channel, I already answered that earlier. My expectations for the channel, I guess if you want me to talk milestones, I'm hoping to reach 10k subscribers by the end of the year, which I think is definitely possible now, especially now I'm doing the co-op line art. My channel's grown significantly faster in the last month or so than it has before, and it was already growing pretty fast, but we're nearly at 6k now, only like 220 subs off or something. So I think 10k is definitely a viable number to get, and then next year, I don't know, it could be anything, because at that point you start growing so fast, it's hard to guess. But that's my expectation, I guess, for subscribers. I don't know if that was what you meant by the question, but alright. Personal questions by Archmage's Vanguard. Have I ever been probed? Would I like to? No thanks, I guess. Have you ever been to a gynecologist? No. Don't know why I would. Do men mate with fish considering they have semen? That's hilarious, and no, I don't think. The saying goes, it's neither here nor there, but it's gotta be damn somewhere. Thoughts? no, I have no thoughts on that either. So thanks to that. Yeah, someone said what the fuck, but yeah, Archmage Vanguard already knows most things about me because he's been a subscriber for years, so he doesn't really have any questions, like normal questions to ask me. Ronan asked, have you ever played Medieval 2 stainless steel mod? It's my favorite way to play Total War. I've never played Medieval 2, so I've also never played the stainless steel mod, but I have watched the Let's Play at some point of the stainless steel mod. That's one thing I want to get into maybe at some point as well, play the older Total War games. It's just that I've never played Medieval 2, so I never, like, I'll be so far behind all the other YouTubers that have done Medieval 2 Let's Plays that I feel like it just wouldn't really be any point unless I played it a few times myself, got to know all of it, and then started doing the hardest difficulty, which I think is like very hard or something. I'll quickly, actually, a lot of people don't know this, I think, is that my Total War history is really not that great. Like, I started with Rome, Total War, the first one. Played that for a bit. I don't even know if I ever finished the campaign, because I was, well, not super young, but relatively young. I wasn't really super into those games yet. Then I haven't played a single one until Empire, which I barely played. I definitely never finished the campaign on that. I played that for a few hours maybe. Didn't really dislike it, didn't really like it either. I didn't really care for the series. I just got it, it looked cool, and then I don't know, just didn't really touch it after that. And then I got Shogun 2, and then I played that a decent bit, but not like an insane amount. It's only been the last few years that I've been playing it an insane amount, because I realized I was actually fairly good at it, or the single player anyway. I'm sure I'd get wrecked if I went into multiplayer. So yeah, and then Rome 2 I was super excited for, one of the most anticipated games for me in my lifetime, I think. Completely disappointed. Attila, not as excited, but still a little bit hopeful, and then I got disappointed again, but again, only because I didn't realize what the mechanics were, and now that I do, I understand again the game a lot more. And I think I would also enjoy Rome 2 more now, because I know the mechanics from Attila, but there's really no point in playing Rome 2 anymore if you've got Attila. Although I might do at some point anyway. But anyway, fact is that I really didn't play much before Shogun 2 of Total War games, I mean. I remember going to a convention, I was younger as well, I saw like Medieval 2 and I was super interested, but back then I didn't really have a whole lot of money or anything, like I was just I was still a kid, I think, or like a teenager at least, but I didn't have a lot of money, didn't really have too many games I could buy. I was more of a console gamer back then as well, so I never really got it, never really got into it. So yeah, I never played any of the Medievals, never played Shogun 1, never played Napoleon. But definitely games that I do want to maybe do Let's Plays on in the future, like nowhere near now. I'm still too busy with other things, but that's something I'm considering. And a lot of people actually ask me to do as well. See, I'm going to start getting really elaborate on some of these answers when they're super... Like, he just asked me if I ever played Medieval 2 Stainless Steel. I could have said no and moved on, but... Anyway, Jagger9 asked me if the second episode... Did I know the second episode of Life Strange is out? Yes, I did. I already answered him because I was going to upload the first video the next day or something. Yeah. So, yeah, I do, because I've already got 2 episodes uploaded, I think. Do you only play Shogun 2 in your channel, or will we be seeing some other Total... Or do you only play Shogun 2 in your channel, or will we all see other Total War games? Well, yeah, started Attila now, and I guess I already answered most of the question as well now. I think Rome 1 is actually one thing that I do want to start doing very hard Let's Plays on. I'm not going to say soon, but that would be the first one I think I would jump onto out of all the Total War games. I know a lot of people like that one obviously as well. So that would be the first one I would jump onto, and it's something I've been looking at doing late. I think I even have it installed, because I installed it and had a little look-see, but I need to play that a little bit or watch some Let's Plays to get back into how it worked again, because I forgot all those mechanics too. I was really young when I played that. I haven't played it for years. What do you think about Sweden? Knäckebröd. I have not really got any opinion on Sweden. I don't mind Sweden. Swedes are alright, I guess. I'm here. What are your other 2 wishes? Well, one of the wishes obviously always has to be to have infinite wishes, because that's just how it works. No, I don't know. I never really... This is always kind of pointless. I guess infinite money, or so much money I wouldn't know how to spend it. And I don't know. A happy love life, because that's hard to find. And or actually no, realistically, I guess a girlfriend that would support me in doing YouTube. That would be actually something that would be cool. Anyway, thanks you H1RO86, and also thank you Orkin. I don't think I named you yet. Daquan Johnson, this is more of a truth or dare question, but still a question, laughing my ass off. Would you rather have sex with the hottest girl alive and then get an STI, or have sex with the ugliest girl and not get an STI? Isn't it supposed to be STD? I don't know what STI is, but I'm assuming it's the same. I guess, is there no decision not to go with either one? Can I just, like, not have sex? Just self-service instead? I guess, probably the ugliest girl will not get one then. The ugliest girl alive, though, that must be horrible. I don't know. I'd have to see a picture of either one and then be like, well, fuck it, I'll take the STI maybe. But anyway, yeah, probably ugliest, but I have to get back to you on that one. Kira the Avenger, what is your happiest childhood memory and saddest? If you could make a video game having infinite time, money, and capabilities, what would it be? What are generic questions? Okay, right, so what is your happiest childhood memory? Saddest. Happiest childhood memory. These questions are always hard to answer. These are the ones I probably should have looked up before and then answered to myself beforehand, get the answer prepared, because I have no idea. Like on the whim, I can never think of what is my happiest childhood memory. I seem to remember I really enjoyed going to Disneyland Paris for the first time in my life, but if that's my happiest childhood memory, I don't think so. But I remember that was fun. And my saddest childhood memory, probably when one of my dogs died. Lost 3 so far. Definitely always the saddest moment, like every time. And of course I have James now, but you know, he's gonna die at some point too, and just have to relive that again. That's one of the downsides of getting dogs, definitely. If you could make a video game having infinite time, money, and capabilities, what would it be? Probably an Elder Scrolls-esque game. Not quite though, because I don't really like Skyrim. But yeah, sort of like that, I reckon. Although I guess like you'd have to be looking like bigger than that. Maybe a Mountain Blade combined with Total War, and then I don't know, something insane like that. I don't know. It'd be hard. It's hard to think of something like that. But I'm sure there'd be a pretty good game if you have infinite time and money and capabilities. Noah Milke, do you have any clue if there will be a new Total War, and if yes, which era Epochi will it play? Well, the next Total War is going to be Warhammer, so it'll be the Warhammer setting, fantasy setting, so there's no era, I suppose, involved in that one. That's already confirmed, by the way. Actually, is it? Well, it was rumors. I think it has been confirmed now. But regardless, it's going to be Warhammer. What I want is either Shogun 3, which is not going to happen for a long time. They said they were not going to do a number 3 for a while. So one thing I would really like is Asian dynasties, the Mongols and stuff like that. I think that would be awesome. So China, Mongolia, that sort of thing. I think that would be cool. Around the time like Marco Polo and that sort of thing. That I think that would be pretty awesome. And I can totally see it work with a Total War game as well. Rechter Sok, which means right sock for you English people. Do you still feel the same about Total War Attila as when you made your Van video? No. Again, I already sort of answered that question. What would you tell the game devs at CA if you would be asked to give them tips to improve the Total War games, which in my opinion are dwindling in quality? Well, I guess I could go back to systems that I don't personally like. Still personal preference. I like smaller battles. So, well, let's start with the region system. There are less provinces, so that they're all not one turn away from each other. So 9 out of 10 battles become a town, siege, defensive siege or offensive siege. Because I like field battles more. and I like smaller battles more. So not every clan starts with an army and a half basically, and let the Geats not have so much money that for whatever reason they can afford like 5 stacks near their town. That would be cool as well. I don't know, just overall, I could name so many things that I'd like to get improved. Even in Shogun 2 there's a few things I would like to see different. But overall, I think most of the things I talked about in my Van video, except for the stuff that is just mechanics that I didn't know yet. There's a few things still in there that I just don't like the massive battles of several armies versus several armies. I'm not a massive fan of that, which is why the picks are actually more fun as well, because I can do the night battle, so I can just take off all the reinforcements, just have it be a maximum 1v1 army at least. How are there so few bad reviews about Total War Attila from most reviewers of YouTube, despite it clearly having so many flaws in its core mechanics, rating, raising the weird amount of different but not so different units? Is the bar set so low by Total War Rome 2, or does paid advertising come into play? It's a good question. That is something I have been wondering. The rating, raising stuff, I've been sort of... I still don't quite get some of it, but I'm understanding it more. The whole the raising aspect, I still don't quite understand why you would raise everything, but I guess you just wouldn't raise everything, you just raise some stuff. But anyway, so many bad reviews, or so few bad reviews even. Probably, I think it has something to do with Rome 2 was so shit that this was going to be an improvement anyway. And since they gave Rome 2 such high scores anyway, because at that point I guess they didn't realize how shit of a game it was, they had to give Attila a good rating as well, because it's better than Rome 2. Well, maybe not now anymore, but it was at release. So if they had given it like a 7, then it wouldn't make any sense, because it's better than Rome 2, yet Rome 2 has higher scores. It doesn't really work. What amount of different units but not so different units? I think I somewhat agree with that. On the other hand, though, you can't really compare that to something like Shogun 2, because in Shogun 2 a Yari and a Katana Samurai are obviously going to be different. However, in Attila, a spear unit compared to a different spear unit are always going to be somewhat similar, because they're both spear units. So it's hard to really judge that. Some units are going to be very similar, but yeah, I mean, I understand your concern. Like, a lot of units are pretty similar, but there's still, I think there's enough variety to make it worth it. I might even at this point sound like someone who like advocates Total War Attila, but I'm not like that. I'm enjoying it more, but I'm not gonna defend it infinitively, or yeah, I guess that works, because it does still have its flaws for sure. I like this guy's question. What do you think of the direction? Already answered that. Thanks for creating all the content that you are. Keep it up, and thanks for doing the QA. No worries. Thank you for the questions. Ego Scooby 25. Do you like cheese? Congrats, by the way. I'm not a massive cheese guy. There's only a few cheeses that I enjoy. Mostly just like the cheese that you put on your bread, like the simple ones. I think it's more Dutch cheese that we have, like Maaslander for you Dutchies out there. Not like, I don't like French cheeses and Swiss cheese and all that, like goat cheese or whatever you call that stuff. I don't like any of that. Not for me. What made you decide to do a gaming YouTube channel? Also, congrats on 5,000 subs by Avery McCausland. What made me decide to do a gaming YouTube channel? Simple, well, short version. I used to love watching, still do, Let's Plays, playthroughs, that sort of thing, and I figured, why not do it myself? That's the short answer. Long answer, I don't really want to elaborate too much, but I got into it for this guy called Chezzy, which some of you might remember from my first channel. He was doing some streams, yada yada. I joined him on the streams, I enjoyed it, and I was like, yeah, I actually wanted to do this for a while. And he was like, well, why don't you? And he helped me out, got all the recording stuff set up, and then from there it all happened. So yeah, that's the long answer, but I could elaborate a lot more on that. Will 2K95, congrats man, you definitely deserve it given all the time and effort you've obviously put into the channel. Thanks man. PandaBot, how are your eyes so cold and calculating yet so mesmerizing? It feels like at any moment you could either kill me or kiss me. Okay, also another question, but thanks you PandaBot23. What did I just say? Thanks you or whatever. Marius No business. Whoop whoop to 5k. Just wondered, because you seem to be really interested in the Suikoku Jida. It might just be that Shogun 2 is the Supreme Total War game. Have you ever sat down and really just read the history of what happened during the time period? Boop 1 and Boop 2, never forget. That's from the Cities Skylines stream that I did a few weeks back. No, I've never really sat down and read the history. I do intend to do that at some point. It is mostly because Shogun 2 is the Supreme Total War game that I do enjoy Shogun 2 so much. But I am definitely interested in the Suikoku Jida. I do sometimes Wikipedia some of the names of like the big daimyos and that sort of... Sorry, burp. That sort of thing. Just to like to get some info on them. So I do find it interesting for sure. I think we're nearly the end. Yeah, we're pretty close. Why are you so sexy for? I don't know, man. Just, just got born this way. Okay, so do you have any non-Total War mount? Non-War mount, yeah. Do you have any non-Total War or Mount and Blade games that you're definitely / probably going to Let's Play that you're really excited about? If so, what are they? There's a game that I have started. No, I'm starting in 2 hours from now. Wait, no, I said something else when you upload in 2 hours from now, didn't I? Whatever. Today, at some point, there's going to be a video of Pillars of Eternity that I'm doing a Let's Play of. Although I wasn't like super excited for that or something, I'm really enjoying it so far. So I'm actually really having a lot of fun with that. So I'm Let's Playing that. Other games that aren't Total War or Mount and Blade that I'm looking forward to. Well, I am gonna do a. It's a game that's already been out. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I'm gonna do a interactive Let's Play on that as well, which will be starting next week. I'm not really excited for any games right now. Let me just quickly start up Steam Rare. Hey, look at that. I don't think there's any. Actually, I don't. I mean, this upcoming shit is gonna help me at all, is it? No. I don't think there's any games that I'm really excited for right now that are coming out. I can't think of any at the moment. No. I mean, yeah, like I said, Pillars of Eternity just came out yesterday, I think. Well, for you guys, it's like 2 or 3 days ago now, actually. But yeah, that one I'm excited to Let's Play, but I've already started recording it. Actually got the render set up right here. Look at that. So yeah, I don't know. Besides that, I can't think of any games. If I think of any before we reach the end, I'll let you know. Leo Lee. Hi, Miss Smartlon. Congrats on nearly 6,000 subs. I really like your Shogun 2 Let's Plays and other Let's Plays as well. Are you going to continue on the Assassin's Creed franchise? Are you planning on doing more Let's Plays of open world games? Thanks very much. Assassin's Creed, I wanted to finish the series at some point, but since I did the whole, I'm working on the channel renovation sort of thing, like I said earlier, where I want to go down to 3 videos and only do Let's Plays that 3 videos a day, only do Let's Plays that people are really interested in, like Shogun 2 like Total War, Mount and Blade, that sort of thing, and a few other things like Pillars of Eternity. I hope people will like that. Also the interactive Let's Play, Morrowind, yada yada. There's a few other things that I will be doing. But anyway, there's no place for Assassin's Creed in there, because I don't get many views on Assassin's Creed at all. Never did, never will, because there's so many people that do Let's Play Assassin's Creed. So, no. However, that's where my Twitch comes in. So I've been streaming a lot more lately. Not so much this week actually so far, but just because I'm busy with Attila recording that as well. But anyway, yeah, that's where streaming comes in. I'll be streaming a lot, or have been streaming a lot more. Will be streaming a lot more as well. I want to probably do it at least 3-4 times a week if I can manage, because I still need to record as well. And then I will be streaming games like Assassin's Creed and things like that as well. Would you like to do a FIFA 15 co-op thing like subs versus the world, or just play against them? Thank you, viewer Hassan, for the question. I haven't really played FIFA 15 much at all, actually. I played a little bit a few weeks after release, really, and then I kind of stopped because I really didn't enjoy it that much. Not as much as the previous ones anyway. But yeah, that's one of those things that I do enjoy doing. Like, if I were to do co-op, like FIFA 15 is a good game to do, like maybe 2v2s with 1 sub on my side, 2 on the others. But the thing is, I don't have a lot of people that enjoy FIFA 15 on my channel, so it'd be hard to get the subs together to do that. So maybe It would be on stream though, it wouldn't be on YouTube. Yinsing Nig. I never know how to pronounce your name. I know I've got you on Steam as well now, but nice. I'm happy that your channel is growing and got 5,000 plus subscribers. This is a question. What is your favorite game you have played? I guess I'm gonna have to go with Shogun 2. It's a pretty clear and obvious answer. I've always said that Mass Effect 1 and 2 are some of my favorite games ever as well. That hasn't changed. Morrowind is definitely one of my favorites, but I never even finished it, so I can't really put it up there just because it'd be unfair. So yeah, I guess yeah, Shogun 2 it would have to be. What is your favorite Total War game other than Shogun 2 by Einish Jain? I'm tempted to say Attila because I'm enjoying it so much right now, but it's another one that's unfair. But to be fair, I haven't really played any other ones that much, like I explained earlier. So it will be between Rome 1 and Attila. I mean, Rome 1 is a better game, but right now, just because I haven't played Rome 1 that much, plus it's been so long, and I'm really enjoying Attila at the moment, I'm inclined to say Attila, but probably Rome 1. TH Cannibal, are you working right now, or YouTube and also Twitch is your way to make money? Have you ever thought about donations from your followers to upgrade your quality or simply to help you? That's the one I was talking about earlier, this question. Anyway, I'm really happy to see this project growing. Keep it up, man. So, I'm not working right now. The only money I am making is from YouTube, not Twitch yet, because I'm not partnered yet. I hope that will happen at some point, but I'm not keeping my hopes up for the moment, because that usually takes a while. I don't know how much you really need for that, actually, but I'm not assuming that's going to happen anytime soon. But YouTube is growing so fast that, yeah, like I said, hopefully in a year or two, I'll be able to make like an amount of a regular person job, or regular job basically, off YouTube. Right now it's not the case, but I'm still with my parents as well, so it's not too bad. Have you ever thought about donations? Right, that's the thing I was talking about. That might happen in a year or two, if like maybe not. I know a lot of people hate it. On the other hand, it's like, well, you don't have to do it. Like it's an extra thing you can do to help whoever sets up the Patreon page. So I might do that in the future, but I haven't really given it too much thought yet. I mean, this page, by the way, I know I've got it here on my thing, but I haven't even set it up yet. It's just like an account. Can't even, well, I could log in, but then I might show you my shit, so I don't want to do that. But yeah, I haven't even like set up the page or anything. I just made an account just as a regular person. Cody Retros asks, how many times you failed to complete Shogun 2 Legendary campaigns? I don't have an exact number, but before I managed to do, like, the first one I ever did was Ikoiki, and I think I probably retried that, I don't know, half a dozen times, maybe, something like that. Not too many times, but definitely a few times. And the way I made that work is with a lot of inciting revolts and in getting the army after they took the town, because that's how the way it works with Ikoiki. And then I figured I was never going to be able to do it again, because that's the way I did it, and no other clan has that ability to do that. Because when the other clan incites a revolt, the rebels take it, the rebels keep it. But with the Ikoiki, you get the army and the town, if they take it. So anyway, yeah, before then, half a dozen times. When I first started to do the legendary campaigns, I failed a few as well. Obviously never uploaded, I just restarted it. So, I don't know, maybe 10 total, something like that. Nowadays, I never seem to fail anymore at all. So you definitely see that I'm still improving over time as well. Jebediah Kerman, congrats on 5,000 subs. Your English is very good, thank you. Where did you learn it? And do people in the Netherlands mostly speak English so well? Also, do you ever speak any other languages? Do you like playing old school games like Baldur's Gate or Fallout 1 and 2? And if so, do you plan on let's playing any on this channel or stream? Well, that's where Pillars of Eternity comes in, because that is like one of those games, obviously, but a new version. So, yeah, I guess if you're into that kind of game, I'm sure I'll be seeing you on that Let's Play. I'll just start with that question since I'm already sort of answering it. I never actually played any of the old games. I think I actually gave Fallout 1 or 2 a try at some point, but didn't really play it much, just in like an hour or so. Never really played any of those older games. I can't do it now just because the graphics off-put me too much. If I had played them in my past, and then I could have gone back to it because of nostalgia. But since I never played them, the graphics just, I don't know, just can't do it. It's just too old for me, and then I wouldn't be able to get into it. But that's why Pillars of Eternity is so awesome, because I've always, well, not always, I've wanted to play these games for years now. Like, as I'm getting a little bit older, I'm starting to really appreciate the turn-based system. Actually, that combat isn't even turn-based, but it's sort of, you can pause the game, etc., etc. So I've really been getting into those games more and more. So that's why I'm enjoying it. And like Divinity Original Sin is a decent example. It's not the same kind of game, but it is somewhat similar as well. A lot of people are drawing comparisons between the two right now, like which one is better. So anyway, yeah, old school games, not necessarily, but I like old school games. I just don't really play them myself. I have watched Let's Plays of Baldur's Gate and such as well in the past. So yeah, the English is very good. Where did you learn it? I really taught myself playing games, watching movies, music, that sort of thing. School never helped me with that. School just made it tougher, because in school I had to learn grammar, and since I taught myself, I didn't really know the grammar. I just sort of, I just knew how to say or what word to use or what tense to use, I guess, in what way, just from instinct. So when I had to do like tests, I didn't do necessarily that well, because I didn't know what like all those things were, and I didn't really want to learn because I already knew how to do it. I just didn't and that's why I always hated languages in school anyway, because they always have to you have to like dissect sentences, I guess that's where I say it, and like say which word is like what part of the sentence is like, what the fuck, like if I'm ever gonna go to a fucking job interview and I have to do that or something, like when the hell am I gonna use this in real life? But that's a lot of things with school, obviously. But yeah, stay in school, kids. I dropped out 3 times and look where I'm at now. That's college, by the way. I did finish high school at least. Anyway, do most people in the Netherlands speak English so well? No, not like this anyway. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but no. However, I think the Netherlands is definitely one of the countries where a lot of people, like the majority of people, at least speak somewhat English, like English somewhat. Like they at least know their way around. Like they can communicate in English somewhat. Because if I go on holiday to France with all those old people and shit, and like no one, well, some people know a few words of French, but a lot of people don't. Some people know a word of English, but a lot of people don't. So it's tough. But I mean, a lot, like if you go to Amsterdam, for example, I know when Orson, who's coming up in a minute, who I also went to London, by the way, to meet him. But anyway, when he went to Amsterdam, he was saying like how many people speak English properly. But the thing is, in Amsterdam, you have to, because there's so much tourism that all the people that you're going to meet there are going to be like from other countries. So English is like the second language there, basically. Do I speak any other languages? I can speak. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. So that's, I speak a little bit of German, like a tiny bit. If someone speaks very slowly in German to me, I might be able to understand it, just because it's fairly similar to Dutch. And I used to know a decent bit of French, but not anymore, because I always went to, I still do, to France on holiday. So when I was in school, I remembered that stuff and I actually used it. But now, since I didn't have it in school anymore, it just sort of, like, I would only go there once a year, so I just forget all of it. And I know a few things, like how to order food and shit, but obviously. But anyway, so yeah, I speak a bit of French and a tiny bit of French and a bit of German, but like not, like I don't really speak it. It's more than I understand the language. And besides that, it's just English and Dutch. I don't think I really speak any other languages. I mean, obviously a few words of Spanish, a few words of Italian maybe, but like not that I can speak it or even understand or anything. So, thanks for the questions. Orson Overman, fuck me mate. Congrats on the 5k, you're getting there, ha. Question, what are your thoughts on Tom Clancy's Division? Because that game looks banging and I hope it turns out to live up to my expectations. Hope that you don't fuck it up. I'm looking at you, Watch Dogs. That's one thing I'm worried about as well. Although I really enjoyed Watch Dogs. That's one of the games I'm not necessarily super looking forward to, because I still don't know when the hell it's going to get it released, because it's been postponed like I don't know how many times. Well, actually it hasn't been really postponed. It just showed it at E3 2013, 2012, I don't know when, years ago at this point, with the message like, we're going to release this in like 6 years, at least you know it exists now, that sort of thing. But it's definitely a game that I'm excited for, to an extent. It looks very, like what they've shown, it looks very good, but whether they can actually make it happen? That's a different question, because I mean they showed Watch Dogs as well as super high graphics, yada yada. They turned it down as well. So, but then again, the Division is going to be released at least a year, maybe 2 after Watch Dogs. So by then technologies are higher as well. So anyway, or better. Last question from Mizuma 10,000. Along the lines of the movie Office Space, what would you do if you had $1 million US? I've never watched the movie Office Space, but I guess that doesn't really matter. The question still sticks. What do I do if I had $1 million US? Well, first of all, I would convert it over to euros, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to spend it. And then I'd probably save a whole lot of it. Maybe move out. Probably move out. I'd definitely move out. I could either just get like some cheap apartment somewhere, or hire a cheap apartment somewhere, just so I don't have to spend too much money on it, and save a whole lot of it, and then only use it to just sustain myself until YouTube picks up and I can just make money off of that. Having $1 million would be pretty good, actually. Just like $1 million, like or yeah, just $1 million, just so I can get to YouTube, and then I'll just give the rest of it back again. Be pretty good. I would like to move out at some point. I mean, it's very nice living with my parents, but it's getting a bit annoying. Like, my niece always comes over and stuff, and I can't really record because she's screaming in the background. You may have heard once or twice in particular videos, but anyway, that was fun. This is why I like doing Q&As. I can just ramble. Oh my god, 45 minutes. Just ramble on for the longest time, and it's enjoyable. But yeah, I think that's it, because we have no more questions. Hey, there's me. Hello. Yeah, so once again, thank you guys all for your questions. I really appreciate it. And on to our next milestone. I think I'll probably skip 6K, 7K as well. 6K? Probably do another special for 7.5 grand, but probably not a Q&A. I'll probably do another Q&A when I get to 50 grand or something. Nah, I would probably do one before, but just because I did one at 500 subs, then 5,000, it'd be cool if I did one at 50K as well, but that'll be a few years from now, so actually, well, yeah, it would be a few years, but it wouldn't be that long. And it depends on how fast we pick up. But anyway, I'll probably do something again for 7.5 grand. If you have any ideas for what I should do from a 7.5 grand special, leave them in the comments now, so I know for when that happens, which should be in a month or 2 or so. Yeah, I think that's it. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the suggestions, or not the suggestions, thank you for all the comments. And stay tuned for Pillars of Eternity, which will be, the first episode will be out today. I think that the first episode of that will be out in 2 hours. I thought I mentioned earlier in the episode that something else is going to be out in 2 hours. This is going to, hold on, let me check. Just hold on. I got all the shit. Okay, this is going up at 10. That's going up at 4. This is going up at 10. Right, so this video is going up at 6. And then Pillars of Eternity is going up at 8. And the second episode of The Pict is going up at 10. Right. So I don't know what I said was going to go up otherwise tomorrow. Maybe I did say the Pillars of Eternity was... it doesn't matter. It was one of the earlier questions, so I guess I could quickly look back, but I don't really want to bore you guys with any more talking right now. So I'm just going to keep talking and just skim over all this stuff while I'm talking to you guys. I'm not really saying anything, I'm just talking, really. Just having a look at what all this stuff is. But yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe I did say that was going to go up. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Right, I should end it now because this is getting ridiculous. Bye, thank you guys for watching, and until 7K, 7.5K even. Until then, goodbye.